lesbian woman writer who uses poetry as a tool of survival and to break silences around all forms of violence against girls and women, with particular focus on the intersections of race, sexuality, and poverty. Please join me in welcoming Anita Jess.
I stand unapologetically for all rights to women. I use women-centered vision to identify my enemies and my friends, and I don't believe that any kind of same-sex loving has ever been a sin. I should make it home safe each night, even if my clothing's just my skin. I believe that women will rule the world. I don't know how and I don't know when. I am a feminist. And I'm tired of all men who wish to trouble, who try preventing this. And I'm tired of white girls who really believe that y'all owned and invented this. And I'm tired of girls of color who only see white girls and keep resenting this. And most of all, the media who paint me angry and strange, demented this. There is no mystery. They are not trying to hide their desires. They wish to turn back the hands of time, maybe set crosses back on fire, my right to choose. Separation of church and state, abolish all that has transpired, and daddy's in jail for putting mama through hell, and the babies are getting higher. It's not that I'm not concerned with men, I just ain't got the time. I'm preoccupied by women's safety. We ain't doing all that fine. I know a lot of women who are losing it, and too many little girls are crying. And I don't feel inclined to pacify brothers when all my sisters are dying. We cannot forget just why we have to live these kinds of lives, taking self-defense courses, looking over our shoulders. This is how we survive. I look at men and I ponder the safety of the world for their mothers and their wives, and I study everything that they do with my body, whether that be with laws or words or knives. I am a feminist, but I am a womanist. You see, I gotta add that color to keep it real, because I deal with shit on ghetto streets they don't talk about on Capitol Hill, and I can't always afford the abortions I need because I couldn't afford the pill, and sometimes my struggle got me in Target looking for tampons to steal. Now the white sister that I stand with, I still don't trust her with my soul. Because I still imagine her boss as some black maid when she was maybe 4 years old, and I still imagine how many slaves your ancestors may have bought and sold, and I watched you read my poems in shock as if my brain was something I stole, and I've met white feminists who I could tell thought they were stunning to me. Hands filled with access and funding, but they do not come running to me, crying liberal tears, making left-wing promises. That shit is cunning to me. Because they live in white homes or white men who are always gunning for me. I am a feminist because a woman has paved that road for me. And she stood, even as a slave, and carried a heavy-ass load for me, and a woman was brave, and she stood up, and she acted bold for me. And my life is saved because of all the women's stories that have been told to me. My name is Anita Jess. I'm glad to be with you tonight. I am a radical feminist. I'm not going to do too much talking because I'm in a mumbling and blabbering kind of place. So I'm just going to let my poetry tell you all the things that I would like to say. This poem is called Colorblind. Girl, you know. This black was the first thing your mind saw when you looked at me. Never mind when you in your heart now wanted to be. You saw me, you saw color, you saw black. You can tell yourself whatever you want. I know the what and I know the how, but I'm curious about the why. Why are you ashamed of it? You don't see color. Do you see white? Do you think white? I know you feel white. What makes you ashamed to know that you know that I'm black? What you be thinking about me in that mind of yours, what you be feeling about me in that heart of yours make you almost die, bleed all over yourself just to pretend you weren't thinking anything at all. It's why you're hard to trust. Be something safe. You play mind games, not with me, but with you. And it's a fascinating thing to watch. Once, like a two-headed lady in a road circus, I don't want to watch you slam yourself into tree after tree after tree because you can't see. Can you see yourself? Can you hear yourself? You sound insane, intentionally insane, and you reek of danger. I'm not trying to be rude, I'm trying to be nice. I feel a sadness for you I can't explain, like you're a child lost walking on a highway. You don't see color, you said. You didn't think about me being black when we first met. You're well past youth and you prefer invisible friends, and I won't stay here and go crazy with you. Do you see white? Do you feel white? You should feel white. I know that you're white. First thing I knew about you when we first met. And me, I'm black. I am so black. And that's the first thing you knew about me when we first met. This poem is called Movie Makers. When you hear me stalling in between, just pretending it's a performance, poetry as well, this is an interpretive dance, me standing still. I'm saying something, so interpret the silence. Movie makers are so clever and so programmed we are, one cannot watch an hour of television, live one day of life without somehow witnessing a woman being hit, punched, slapped, kicked, pushed, ridiculed, laughed at, raped, killed, stalked, watched, stripped, stabbed, shot, torn apart, chased while naked, chopped up, left in dumpsters and buildings and alleys and their own beds in front of their children, in front of the world, in front of the world. Could our screams ever really be taken seriously? Movie makers are so clever. They is so clever. I think about the old slasher movies. Girls in showers and summer camps and motels within beds with boys they hardly know. I think about how the camera makes me feel like I am chasing her too. I think about how angry I get at her for not running fast enough or for falling, or how they write a character so stupid that you want to hate her. You want her to smarten up. You want her to get taught a lesson. And I realize that I want her to get killed too. Why would she have done something so stupid? Didn't she see how dark it was? Didn't she see that shadow? Didn't she hear that music? Movie makers are so clever. So clever to make me hate her. So clever to turn her to a being that we don't mind seeing destroyed, someone we want to get taught a lesson. Interactive murder, interactive ignorance, interactive existence, drama in real life. Because the same eyes that were trained on that stupid, helpless girl running through the dark parking lot, those eyes are the same ones we use when we're looking down the street and across the hall and in the next room. We have so many answers for how she could escape, how she should be able to get away, how she could have avoided the darkness altogether. Interactive ignorance. We watch each other like the TV screaming, "Run, stupid, run!" Wanting each other to get taught lessons, you know? I think about the Freddys and the Jasons and the killers and movie makers. They are so clever. They want us to like these killers, to cheer for them, to want them to show up and entertain us by killing some stupid girl. They brainwashed us, made Freddie cool and funny, Jason smooth and mysterious. Movie makers are so clever. Men are so clever. And I don't know, it's all a blur sometimes, but I beg of you today, if you ever see me in a slash movie, running in the woods, doing stupid shit and sounding ridiculous, and you start to feel yourself wanting me to get taught a lesson because I didn't do what you might have done in this script that is horribly written so like our world, please do not hate me. Look at me running and screaming and confused and be daring and different. Begin to ask, why is that motherfucker chasing her? Have the desire to help me and save me, drive alongside me and pull me in your car. Let's turn around together and kick some ass. You might wonder why I live on the dark side so often. And all I can really say is that it is simply because it exists, and I don't know which darkness is worse. That which could take the life of someone, or the darkness that will sit quietly by while it happens. I do not know which I resent more. The arrogance of a rapist or the silence of his friends, the cowardice of one who would strike another human being, or the passivity of us who continue to let it be normal. They're just so clever and so methodic. I'm just thinking about movie makers. I mean, they really are so clever. Woo! This poem is called Some Ladies. There are some ladies who will sit with other ladies and complain about girls. How girls look, what girls do to invite danger, if danger ever waited for or needed an invitation into a girl's life. There are some ladies who will laugh with other ladies about girls. What they wear, how they do their hair or don't, how they talk, how they move, what they don't say, what they don't know, what they need to learn but won't teach them. Just feast on the lack and get full. Some ladies seem to love when girls seem to learn things the hard way, the violent way, the way they think they learned it, although it was never any of our lessons to learn, as it is not theirs. There are some ladies who will sit with other ladies and be angry at young girls. Self-hate coloring their words, familiarity haunting their resentment. Some ladies sound like they hate girls, like they hate women, like they hate themselves. Loving someone that's never learned to be loved is risky, is necessary, is the only thing girls truly need. Women truly need girls. There are some ladies who look into the eyes of other ladies and shake their heads about young girls for needing, for wanting, just for existing, it seems, just for being confused, it seems, just for being the mirror's reflection of those same ladies, it seems. There are some ladies who commit violence with other ladies against girls, make silence a weapon, make lowered eyes a weapon, make sarcasm a weapon, make laughter a weapon, make even love a weapon. And these weapons are more dangerous than any knife or gun. Many ladies kill many girls every day. If you are one of those ladies who likes to smile with other ladies about the plight of young girls, I need you to know, I am not one of those ladies. I would not meet your gaze. I would not catch your smile. I would let your laughter fall and crash on the ground between us like the dead bird that it is. And I would look at you and wonder, just what the hell kind of lady are you? Having an argument. The adult in me and the child is me. It's arguing about what I'm going to give you.
That's a child, yeah.
Step carefully into my house, this body of rooms. If I don't break up the boards of these floors and shatter open these windows and doors, this body shall become my tomb. I walk myself like a hallway. In each door, my finger traces. In these rooms, a woman is not living and a little girl needs forgiving. I gotta restructure this structure into fleshly spaces. So I'm releasing the girls that have dreams and letting the sky catch the screens that I thought would just crease beneath floorboards. I'm gonna let these demons tear my seams in life. They're not the dog that they seem, mere remnants of the pain and shame this poor hoards. A little black girl lives in that room. And I ain't been in there in a while. She can ride up in my ear, whisper stories I don't want to hear, but how could I be scared of a little child every time I open the door to that room? She's got this heavy need that looms. She plays hide and seek to make me guess this little girl needs more than I possess. I don't go in that room. Plus, she's got this closet that has floors that are made of quicksand, where she plays games with this grown man, this well-respected and known man, and he ain't got no kids of his own, man. He likes to tickle and touch her little stone, and my God, just leave the kids alone. And this little girl that made a clone, and another, so she ain't alone, and she ain't gotta hear his grunts and groans, and I can't save her now because that bird is flown. But all these tiny drones and clones, they play inside that room alone, and I stand outside that room like stone. I just let them pretend I'm never home. I tiptoe past that room. Across the hall is a lady. Maybe you heard about some insane lady that screams and shouts a lot of rage that I would rather live without. Every time I open that door, she cusses me out, calls me a coward and blacks me out. I pretend like I don't know what she's mad about. But she want to pick me up and shake me out so all my bullshit falls right out, and she can live a life without so much to say, without a mouth, of being haunted by the little girl across the hall who laughs so loud, flinging blood on the wall. She's not kid that plays with ropes and dolls. She tears on the edge of these halls like a too-high cliff, and she's always about to fall. There are many wild girls and women that my rigid structure consumes. This house is not a house. This is my body of rooms where dreams split apart, birthing black roses that bloom and climb and twist vines. This house is not a tomb, and I cannot if you love what you find in my rooms. I cannot if you return or you're prone to dimming lights, because I'm writing for the old woman who roams my hallways at night, thinking she's nothing except despair and doom. But I'm not gonna let her die, and only pain is heirloom, believing our hallways are safer than living these rooms, these beautiful rooms, my beautiful rooms. I am opening the door to my chaotic rooms. This house is not a tomb. This black rose will still bloom. I will make a home of this body of rose. Where's my time?
You have all the time you need.
For some reason, it seems that you think you are a more better soldier than me. It's almost like you find me impure or less than because I drink Pepsi and you sip white wines and ginger teas. And I get the feeling you think you smell better because you only smoke American spirits instead of Newports like me. It's like I'm watching you in slow motion, trying so hard to believe that you can look right through me, and I wonder if something's twisted and then lost in the tanglings of space between my lack of and your degrees. You seem lost in your own game, believing you see us the same. But I can see what you don't see, that, darling, you believe the mind of the undocumented kind to be less precious. For some reason, it seems you see yourself a better level of life. In your eyes, you think I'm the only murderer because your victims don't scream when you kill them. And when they die, you won't kill a cow, but you'll slaughter a shrimp, take a machete to tomatoes and parsley at sunrise. You turn your nose up at me like I'll never get free because I eat burgers instead of tofu with my fries. Meanwhile, you got an animal captive in your house with a sweater and flip-flops on, living your cute but human lives. A cat love you, say love you, taught that dog to stay. Like a master who believes in the slave's disguise. Nobody lives the right way. We all live these cliches. Just recognize you are not cleaner in your lives. I don't make your list. I'm not the hippie that you wish, because we each believe that different lives are meant to die. And you twist your lips as you resist, but what you think you live just don't exist, because darling, you do believe the life of a fish to be less precious. Mama had already died. My uncle's peanuts now found a place inside me. My soul cracked open, but it never really cried. So I let the boys touch me, 'cause I wanted to. When the world swallows you whole and nobody cares, when grown men like stabbing pussies without any hair, dying of hunger, I went searching, but the cupboard was bare. So I let the boys touch me, 'cause I wanted to just believe that I was touchable. I learned to love through afternoon molesting. I learned it slowly died without protesting. His rights were confirmed with little contesting. So I let the boys touch me, even when I didn't want them to. But I didn't say no, no, I didn't say no. I let the boys murder my vagina. It's my vagina. there's a price that I paid for choosing to live my life as a soldier. I'm just a black girl filled with passionate pain who prays for brown arms to hold her, but they say I'm too heavy, and that I think too much, and my bed grows colder and colder. And I notice the women God sends in my space, they seem to get older and older. I've learned that there's a price that I pay for all my premature evolutions. The rage in my voice, the strength of my words all fosters an illusion, cause I ain't all that tough. I sometimes like it rough. We make love in the revolution. Girls see me on stage but don't read my whole page. We both run toward the wrong conclusions. I've learned that there's a price that I pay being a runaway slave standing tall. I don't get excited by female exploitation. I don't give a shit about anything at the mall. I can give a speech to 1,000 women without fear, but at parties, I ride the wall. A girl gave me her number, said she'd murder my pussy, then she wonders why I never call. I've learned that there's a price that I pay for having vision that sees so much. I can see bullshit coming before it creates itself, and tough girls I just do not trust. I ain't saying I don't feel her, I just know I can't heal her. She gotta have wisdom and a touch. She ain't gotta be all filled in, but she gotta be doing the building. She can lean on me, but I cannot be her crutch. I've learned that there's a price that I pay for not touring one side of the line. I don't care for labels because I know they're just fables. Who cares who's on top when we grinding? I'll be like you, sister, but I ain't trying to be your mister. I'm submissive most of the time. I like to be a dainty queen and still do my tomboy thing. I don't fit boxes of any kind. I've learned that there's a price that I pay for resisting white supremacist temptations. I don't perm my hair, you can call me a square, but you ain't gonna find me on nobody's plantation. I'm just a rebel girl trying to change the world. I don't feed off other sisters' degradation. Now if it's a weakling you crave, I will not be your slave. I'd rather perfect my skills of masturbation. So there's a price that I pay at the end of the day for braving the fight to be free. Girls do look my way, but they never do stay. I fight wars that blind people won't see. I choose to walk through the fire, choose to balance the high wire so younger sisters might find that road paved. But my soul is not for hire. You cannot call me a liar. I find my worth in the lives that we save. But like I said, there's a price that I pay. Let me do one more. My hair is thick. I can't use everybody's comb, and I've done some fucked up shit. I'm not welcome in every home. I'm the bastard seed of 2 rebels. My last name ain't even Stone. Sometimes I just don't want to talk. I don't ever answer the phone. I got some issues, make me as dangerous as a vampire. I got need could suck so hard at you until we both expire. I'm not always in a mood to write a poem that can inspire. So this is me playing with my extremes. I love to play with fire. I watch Forensic Files a lot, and now I think I know how to be a serial killer. Pimps put their ass 6 feet below. I try to put my good girl to sleep and let my monster grow. The only thing that stops me is the science. I would end up on the show. I feel the urge to do most of this like my predecessors. Take the time to tell you my thinking so you don't have to guess or make assumptions about my life. It is impossible without connectors. I'm not just one, I am many beings. I've never been just what a mirror reflects or conjures up like some racialized image I must feel attached to. Sometimes this is just skin and bones I used to fly away from and then come back to, and my doctrine dictates I can never be free, not as long as I like you. And I think you like my poetry, but I find it hard to believe that I really got you to think longer, harder, more critical about our situation. It seems me and you are the only living things we do not contemplate with concentration. If this were a pussy poem, we skip over the foreplay and go straight to ejaculation. What I'm saying is we do not linger in the living, we only crave the destination. I am always in search of awkward black girls who think like me, who in the darkest hours strip naked in the mirror. They shit do stink like me, who as the sun rises reaches our bruised arms to link with me. And in the shadow of ancestors much greater do cower in the street like me. Dear Holy Mothers, it has been at least 6 months since my last confession. I've been using this poetry like it was mine. Instead of a divine blessing, I found myself reading in places and alongside folk I should have been protesting. What I'm saying is, I will speak what you give me from now on. I will ask the questions because for all we know, dogs might be cats and birds might be bats. Maybe there's no such thing as fat. I may not even be black for all we know. Because we only know everything we've heard, and perhaps what I'm saying may sound absurd, but do you know the real definition to these words, or do we just follow like cattle herds? See, nobody really knows anything. We are all guessing. But let me talk about the folks who read the books, think they're the teachers of the lessons, like there's only one way to live life and everybody else needs confession for all we know. Everything we see right now maybe not even exist. Maybe the doctor injected that cancer into my sister's system. Maybe rapists really murder with a psychological twist. And maybe thinking girl is on the FBI's most wanted list. Maybe girls are really boys. Maybe Barbie's a bomb disguised as a toy. Maybe silence is the loudest kind of noise. And maybe tears is how I express my joy. And maybe daytime is really night. American barns versus poor villages, that isn't even a fair fight, but we pray in darkness that we think is light. Now you could suppose that I'm crazy, but suppose that I am right. Maybe I never really did survive that break. Maybe this is a reality show. We all dead on tape. Maybe this is a prison from which we'll never escape. Maybe most of the loving I got was really hate. And maybe boys were never really stronger. Maybe orgasms were meant to last longer. Maybe it was an experiment and they just called it a thong. Maybe the birds are really singing in these songs. Maybe the sun is really the moon. Maybe birth in July means I die in June. Maybe the one thing that's going to save us is inside this room. Maybe it was Jim Crow back in the day, but today it is cartoons because there's wicked purpose in creating cartoon girls with sex appeal, right? Cartoon girls washing cartoon dishes and cartoon 6-inch heels. They're numbing confidence in little girls before they can even learn to feel. Drawing bikinis on girls who ain't even real. Now maybe I don't feel no more shame. Maybe I'm just tired of playing all y'all fucking mind games, and maybe you ain't gonna never see me smile through my pain. If forgive me, God, if you're really there, maybe the first coming never came. Maybe Mary actually had sex, and Jesus wasn't born in no manger. And maybe next to my sister is where I feel the most danger, because if you pretend like you don't see me, and you treat me like a stranger, I can love you, but I gotta remember that I can't change you. And I'm tired of being around women who ain't asking no questions. With the nerds, the crazies, and the outsiders, please always put me in that section because I cannot live in a world that is not privy to my dissection because for all we know, right? Dogs might be cats and birds might be bats. Maybe there's no such thing as fat. I may not even be black for all we know. Thank you guys for listening.